What is going on, everybody? Trevor the Aviator back here, where tonight I am going to be giving you guys another trip report. So tonight I am going to be leaving from here at Newark Liberty International Airport in a few moments from now, and I will be taking a flight back to Chicago, where hopefully tonight I can see the Manhattan skyline and then have a peaceful night back at my home in college when I arrive in Chicago. So now we're gonna get headed to our gate and see what there is that is going to be happening here very shortly. As I walked around the Newark Airport, I realized it is not as bad as everybody says when it comes to being in the airport. I've heard it saying that it is the worst airport in the entire world, but I just didn't find it to be as bad as everybody says it to be. However, this airport is notorious for delays, which I saw quite some of them while I was here. The main part of that is because the airport only has 3 runways, in which one is rarely used, so really there's only 2 in action normally. On the night that I was here, it was starting to snow, but not enough to where it would impact flights, which was good. They were de-icing the planes, which is still better safe than sorry. As I saw that occurring, I also did some more plane spotting from around inside of the airport. One thing I will say is there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of United planes here. There has been times where I gotta admit, I almost felt that there were just United planes here and almost no other airlines. But even though there were a couple of others that were here. Luckily here there were good varieties that I do not normally see at other airports, which gave me a good opportunity to do some more filming. Tonight my flight is at gate C70, where very shortly I will be boarding the 737-800, the one model of the 737s of the current planes that are flying that I have not been on to this day, as very shortly I will be heading my way back to Chicago. is an amazing view of some of the New York area that you get to see when you end up taking off. Personally, this was probably one of the best views that I have seen of all the cities I've flown over. Just wow. I was almost speechless after flying over this place, and took me some time to just soak it in since there was so much to see. With the way things were, it was a beautiful night to fly, and it didn't seem like a lot of issues occurred when it came to weather, making it a very smooth transition. If you have not been to New York, I would highly recommend going here, as it feels like a place of its own to visit compared to other places that I have been to. For my flight tonight, I was in another economy seat. Like the other ones, this one had a TV in it for 37, and also the seat was pretty standard as well. I gotta admit, it did seem a little bit on the older side, but it was still bearable. Some of the things, however, in the TV as far as that goes was not working when it came to channels. But I did end up watching a movie called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse during the course of my flight. And also, I had myself a cup of orange juice on top of that as well. And then sure enough, a little bit before we reached into Chicago, I ended up taking a look at the flight map, because for most of the flight it was not working, but luckily for like the last 45 minutes it was working, which is my favorite part to look at. But anyways, shortly, as I am taking a look at the flight path, we will begin our descent here very shortly into Chi-Town, where we will be arriving for a late night arrival into Chicago O'Hare. overall, I felt like that the flight I had was pretty good. However, though, it wasn't the greatest flight that I've been on, but I'd say the main part of that is because this is an older aircraft, it feels like, that I have been on. So with that, it can happen where it might not be as good as, like, let's say a 737 Max. But it happens though, and overall, seeing New York was freaking amazing. And I gotta admit, it literally felt like a place of its own, and there is no other place that I can think of that could describe just how crazy New York is. And I would love to go back there sometime again soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Go ahead and smash that like button, and to comment and subscribe if you guys are interested in watching more content. Until then, this is Trevor the Aviator from Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Bye, everybody!